Kennickell on the mic, so right from the front row.
Jason and Paul and Ken, hey guys. I know we've got about a dozen folks registered for this, so we always give like a minute or so or two. Hopefully we get some folks coming in. So we're live in the Taktisphere. Everybody super excited to offer this new series of what we would call member-generated live Taktisphere Lives. As everybody knows, we opened up Take the Stage, where members of the Taktisphere can pitch us ideas on some topics and some live streams that we could do. And we're really, really happy that we have had a outpouring of that. And one of the first to get to us was Mr. Al Kennickell, who is going to talk today about avoiding the plastic look, explaining how to avoid shiny inkjet varnish effects and get that perfect matte. So I'm Eric Vessel, CXO. I'm going to be in the background. We've opened up the comments. We've opened up the Q&A. I want to hand it off now to both Al and our founder and CEO, Kevin Abergel, to go ahead and facilitate the live stream. Welcome, Al. Welcome, Kev.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
Eric, what an introduction. And Al, always a pleasure to spend some time with you, sir. First off, Al, how are you doing? What's going on your side of the world these days?
You know, very busy doing a lot of experimenting, trying to come up with more things we can do with embellishments. And really, I've said this before, I'm actually having more fun right now with the embellishments, you know, along with our, KM1 and things like that. I'm having a lot of fun because we're doing a lot of testing and experimenting, and we're having about two or three times a week, we're having an aha moment where we go, wow, that really worked.
That's awesome.
So, so I'm having fun. We're very busy, so life is good.
I love it. And Al, I think, for those of you who know Al's super curious in terms of what he can do with his machines. Al, if I'm not mistaken, you started off with a smaller embellishment press, a 3D1, and then you upgraded to a bigger one, a B2. And that's really where a lot of your ideas started coming to you. Do you want to walk us kind of through that process and what you're doing now in terms of experimentations that you weren't doing before?
Yeah. So when we bought our KM1, this was probably 3 years ago. That's a pretty big investment, and that was a big move for us to move into high-speed inkjet. And Kennickell Minolta said, "Hey, look, we're going to sell you this. We will sell you this smaller MGI, and you can work with that and play around with it and see what you can do." And I said, "Yeah," because I'm always looking to have something that I can offer that a competitor can't.
Right.
And even if you don't know exactly how you're going to use it, if you know you have something they don't have, that's a big deal. But what happened when we got all that, we got the KM1 and we got the small MGI at the same time. And our focus was really on the KM1 because we had a pretty big investment with that. And we really wanted to make sure that that was going to pay off. So we didn't really spend as much time doing R&D on the smaller MGI until later when we bought a used one from a printer who was sold his company. We bought that. Now we had the ability to do the bigger sheet, and we also had foil. We didn't have foil on the first one. Then we said, you know what, we've got a weapon here, and we're going to really figure out what we can do with it. And just to say something else too, we also have a Nobelus sleeker. So before we got the MGI that did the foil, we were able to put down foil with a sleeker. We also do a lot of soft touch laminate, which is it's very popular with our clients. And so, we've got a lot of different things. And then we got the machine in probably December. I think I probably spent 100 hours back there over the next 3 months as we worked on trying to figure out what we could do. And we discovered a lot of pretty cool things.
I'm sure you have, and I think we're actually here to talk about one of those pretty cool things that you figured out. So I know in my experience, in the world of inkjet-based embellishments, a lot of people do like that shiny look and feel that the polymer, that the varnish can give you. But sometimes some applications call for not so much of a shiny look and feel, not such a plasticky look, especially when you're trying to recreate things like wood grain, where it has to look like kind of a matter looking that. And one of the problems when it comes to doing matte dimensional varnish, guys, is that to do matte varnish, you need to put basically clay particles into the glossy varnish. And unfortunately, when you try to shoot clay particles through an inkjet head, that tends to absolutely just blow up your head. So you can't really jet straight up matte varnish, doesn't exist. And I guess this is kind of what you ran into and you wanted to figure out how to get around, right? Al, what did you end up doing? Talk us through your process on what you did and what you figured out.
Yeah, well, first of all, so we looked at different areas where we thought we could make an impact with this device. And one of them, because we knew we could do wood grain, and so we looked at people that make some furniture, or also planks, decks, things like that. But we also do a fair amount of work with people that do stone pavers, and we knew that we could put a texture down there. But the problem is those objects aren't in nature shiny.
Right.
So we had a problem. So I was talking to a number of different folks, and I was talking to the people at Harrison Bruno.
Great people.
Yeah, they were very, very helpful for me. And I was talking to them. I said, look, I know there's got to be a way to do this, and I know you guys sell a coater. And we talked about it a little bit. Then it turned out that the coater that's on my 6-color 40-inch Komori was made by them. They make the coaters that go on that press. So they said, hey, you've got it.
Yeah.
So I thought, wow, man, this is awesome. So we started doing experimenting. And my coater is one that does UV as well as aqueous coating. So we have some flexibility. And I'll tell you about some things we tried that worked, some things that didn't work. But the first thing, we wanted to do was just find out, well, let me take a step back before this. One thing we wanted to be able to do is take uncoated paper, because a lot of our clients love uncoated paper.
Right.
And be able to do something to that paper to where we could use it in the MGI. Because as you know, uncoated paper doesn't work. Yeah. And now you can buy, I think it's
Nina.
Yeah, Nina has a sheet, and it works great.
Right.
I mean, it works great. The problem we have is that we run so much uncoated paper, so many different weights, that I didn't want to double the inventory that I have. So we said, okay, let's see if we can't, do something where we coat these sheets and have it work. So we tried a number of different things. We tried 2 hits of aqueous coating. We did that, and it worked great, except we got a curl on the sheet, and that made it difficult to work with. We put down, we printed white ink over the whole sheet and a coating on top of that. Everything worked pretty well, and we've got it to where we can make most things work. But what happened is the guys that we buy our coatings from were in here 2 weeks ago, and I sat down with these guys. I gave them a sample of the Nina sheet, and I said, take this back with you, see if you can figure out what's on here. But we need to be able to coat. And because we're fortunate enough that we already had a coater, that opened up a lot of doors for us.
Right.
And so we're waiting for them to come back to us, because while we can make it work, if you get in a really small type that we're going to foil, it doesn't work quite as well.
Right.
But so we're going to see what they come back with. But we'll get back to the main thing about the shiny. I've got a couple samples here, and I don't know how well this is going to translate. I'm going to try to make it work.
Okay.
But if you on the wooden handle there,
yeah,
we put texture, and we got some texture on a lot of different wood here. Now, what you probably can't see, but you can understand what it must look like. It looks extremely shiny, right. and if it's shiny, it just doesn't work. And so what we did, we came up with a couple of different ideas. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see this perfectly, but we ran this through a coater with dull coating. And now
Oh yeah.
we have all the texture.
Oh yeah.
We have all the texture, but we don't have the shiny. Now, when you get into doing this kind of stuff, you know, when I talk about R&D, if you want to be successful with this equipment, you've got to be able to do more R&D. So in that particular case right there, we love the look. We got rid of all the shiny. Very simple. I mean, the Harrison Bruno coater will do that for you because that's the same coater I have on my 6-color.
Right.
But when you get to it, now I go, you know what? We could make, we need more microns on the wood grain, because now that it's not shiny, you know, I want to get it a little more 3-dimensional. So we will be doing, probably the next day or two, we're doing something with, you know, adding microns to it so we can raise it up.
That's excellent.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's you do one thing and then it looks good. Then you say, you know what, let's see if we can make it look better.
I love it.
And one thing that I would recommend to everybody out there, when we were looking around to who was going to be our operator on our MGI, we have a guy that works in our bindery, but he also is sort of an artist on the side, and he has an eye for what looks good. And he and I'm back there with him all the time, and he's coming to me with, hey, I got something I want to show you. And, you know, I'm saying, hey, have you tried this? Have you tried that? So, I mean, I will say this, we feel like we've come a long way, but I would hope that if I was doing another WebEx with you guys 60 days from now, that I'll look back and say, boy, we thought we were really making some big moves, but we've really gone a lot further than that. So,
and that's what I love about you, Al, is that you guys are always kind of pushing the edge and what's possible with your equipment. And again, I think this is great. And for those of us who don't know, Harrison Bruno have a machine called the ZRX that has like a coater and an embellisher all in one. And what you've done is also create that, but on an offline process. And my question to you, Al, is number one, have you shown this to your customers? What have been the reactions? And number two, is there any technical details that you can share with us if somebody wants to try this at home?
Yeah, I would say this, that you know, there's a lot of times when the glossy varnish, people love it.
Right.
So, you know, what we're specifically doing this for right now is we're specifically looking into the world of wood and leather, things like that. So we haven't taken that out yet, but we've been so busy. We've got a lookbook that we've been wanting to print, and it looks like we'll finally be able to get it on this week. And we're going to have a lot of samples in there that we'll be showing to folks. But right now, I mean, the stuff we've been doing the shiny varnish on, we didn't put it on something that it wouldn't look natural.
Right.
So we haven't had a client say, hey, this doesn't look natural. We know not to do it.
Right.
We know not to put it on something where it's just not going to look right. And we've experimented with a lot of stuff. We put it on, you know, waves breaking on the water, and, you know, just things like that just didn't work. But I would say this, that if you get into the technical side of it, really kind of what I would say now is to dull it down, we're using simply a dull aqueous coating.
Right.
Even though we've got the ability to put down UV and everything else, we're just doing that. I will show you one other thing that we're experimenting with right now.
Sure.
This is a white piece of paper.
Wow.
All right. And what we're doing with this is we needed a sheet that was black, but we just couldn't get the paper we needed. So what we did here is we took white paper and we put down 2 hits of black ink on it, and we did that on a 40-inch press. And then we came back and we put down an aqueous coating. Well, what happened is the bigger foil, and this is a uncoated sheet. The bigger foil looks pretty good. The smaller one doesn't quite look good.
Right.
But what they're going to do tonight is, and my press room people think this is going to work. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to put down a dull UV coat.
Mm.
And we believe that the dull UV coat is going to give us a surface where everything's going to work just right. So we think that's going to be a success.
Well, and people in the chat, please don't hesitate to jump in with your feedback. I know that when we have tried to put digital inkjet onto a UV coated sheet, I've always gotten the best results from an edge definition standpoint. But the difficulty was the adherence. That was what I had to contend with, was when you would scratch, the varnish would come off, but also the UV that was attached to the sheet. So you do have to make sure that you keep that good spacing between. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll find out. We'll know firsthand here shortly. But
right.
But we had the problem with the aqueous that it was coming off. So
right,
that didn't quite work as well. You know, I just want to show one other thing that, once again, is probably not going to translate as well as if you were seeing this in person. But this is a sand dollar in the sand, and this sand right here, if you're looking at it, it looks like real sand. And we got raised stuff on the sand dollar as well, and there is no shininess on here. All it is a raised texture. And
awesome.
So I mean, it's and what we look for is this. Here's depending on how new you are to this, you know, I've seen lookbooks where you can do some really fabulous stuff, but it's fabulous stuff that we printers would never have in a brochure.
Right.
I mean, you can do all sorts of cool stuff. The lookbook that we're doing, and it's taking us a good bit of effort to make this happen, is we're doing the lookbook only with images that we would typically be printing.
Love it.
And we print aircraft in the air. We print beach scenes. We print golf courses. We print big buildings. And so we're trying to figure out, we're showing people how you can work this stuff into images that you're more likely going to print. Because once again, you can look at these lookbooks, and it might be a picture of some sort of a big lizard that you've got in there and got all this foil and stuff. And you look at it and go, man, that is really cool looking. But I don't know about you guys.
For lizards.
I've just never printed a lizard before, so that just doesn't show up. So our whole goal here, and once again, getting rid of the shiny is a critical aspect of this. Our goal is we want to be able to work embellishments into almost any image, and we have to understand most things in nature are not shiny, but they do have texture. So that's really has been our focus.
That's a great observation, and I think a big part is going to be teaching the designers that this is possible. We had some good comments too, Eric, from the chat. We had a good comment from Paul First talking about how Harrison Bruno synergy coatings can accommodate stabilized embellishment on uncoated sheets. So if that's something that you want to try out, I don't know if you've tried the synergy out, Al. That's something that Harrison Bruno has available. And then we got our buddy from Nina, Jason, who says that his Nina Classic Embellishment line can also be special made. A lot of people don't know this, into different colors and weights, if that's something that is attractive to you, and that's something that you need. So we have some good people as part of the Taktisphere, always ready to help and give you some good ideas on different ways to do it.
I would love to see that if the Nina comes in black, that would eliminate all this waste of time I've been doing with 2 hits of black and all these different coatings and stuff like that. And also with Harrison Bruno, I would love if they've got the coatings. You know, I know I didn't buy my coater from them, but I sort of did because they made it for Komori. But if they have the coating that will do this, then let me tell you what, folks, that machine would be worth a fortune to you, because if you can now take uncoated sheets and run them through their coater, and now you can embellish them. That's great. I mean, I don't know why. I guess I should say I'm not going to say I don't know why this is, but I've got a lot of really high-end clients. We have clients that sell business jet aircraft, schools that are all about art, and they really like uncoated paper, and they don't like to print on anything that. I mean, I'll say this: the covers of everything is always uncoated. We may do some interior pages that are coated, but solving the uncoated problem is a really big deal. And I'm going to say that, if Harrison Bruno has that figured out, you need to give them a phone call.
There it is. So real quick, it's funny we're talking about these two companies, Al, because actually next Tuesday, Eric, if I'm not mistaken, on the 14th at 1:00, we are doing the unboxing with Harrison Bruno. They did an out of this world embellishment sample kit that's going to have a lot of this effect that you're talking about, Al. So it's kind of funny. This really ties in really well to next week. They're calling this effect X matte, and they're also doing the same thing with foil, and they're calling that X foil. And then the week after that, on the 23rd, we're having an unboxing with Michelle Pistone from Nina, and we're actually going to be going through a lot of these different papers. And Jason from Nina just wanted to let you know that they have the classic embellishment line available in Epic Black, if that is something that you need. It is something that's available.
After this call, we'll be looking into that right away.
Very cool. All right. Any questions, guys, for Al, our fearsome our pioneer when it comes to testing out on digital embellishments? Please don't hesitate to drop those into the comments. And while we're waiting for any questions from the chat, Al, is there any final parting words of wisdom that you have for us as everybody's out there trying to come up with cool new ideas and effects?
Well, I'll say this, that there's not that many of us that are really, really working hard at trying to figure this stuff out. I am happy if somebody wants to email me or call me. You can find me on LinkedIn. If somebody says, "Hey, I'm trying to do this, what would you do?" I'm happy to share it with you. And at the same time, if you guys can, if somebody stumbles across something that's really great, share it with the Taktisphere. We that's what we're all in here trying to do. And here, the way I look at it is this: right now, there it is. Here's what we all need to understand. Right now, there's far more people not doing embellishments in this industry than there are doing embellishments. So we have a period of time where we're kind of running in an open field.
Right.
And I want to be able to put as much distance between me and my competition as possible, as fast as possible. I want to be, if I can roll out something where I walk into a prospect and they're 500 miles away from here, and we show them something, they go, "I got to have it." That's where that's the holy grail. That's where you try to get to. And I'm happy to share, and I would hope other people are happy to share. Like I'll give you a great example. I've got the Fuji Revoria, and we're trying to get the pink figured out, and Eddie has been very helpful to me from the Taktisphere and some other folks. So I've gotten a lot of good information from people, and like I said, we're all in this thing together, and I'm happy to help, and I'm also happy to be helped.
You are quite the gentleman and the scholar, Al. Always a pleasure to work with you and hear words of wisdom for you. And please don't stop sharing with the Taktisphere, and don't stop asking those questions that nobody knows to ask, because that's how we get cool shit done.
Well, I think that's the takeaway from Al really is a great example of what the Taktisphere is about.
Right.
Because you had an issue that you came in and you got help with. Now you're running your own live stream to help other people learn how to do this matte effect and how these textures work and how to knock down the shine when you want to make it look realistic. So that's what the Taktisphere, that's when Kevin and I first started talking about this community, it was like, how do we create a space? Because we're out there educating for sure, but how can we create a space where people involved in this can educate one another? And I think this is an amazing example of this. It's great. I love what I'm seeing. And I love the fact that we have 2 more events scheduled in the following weeks on Tuesday of next week and then Thursday of the following week, the unboxing events. But, you know, guys, if you're watching this, if you're here live or if you're watching the recording later and you've got a thought or an idea or something you want to explore, pitch us through the link of Take the Stage and let us know what it is. Kevin will be very helpful in helping you flesh that out, that idea out, as he was with Al. And Al, wonderful share today. Thanks so much. This is going to be a great part of the archive. Kevin, thanks for leading us through it. We've got a couple of other things before we leave you here. I will just highlight. Ken is on here talking about encouraging experimentation, the success of kind of seeing that big picture. And Andrew, thanks for your thoughts of great to listen to the thoughts around it as well. So guys, thank you everyone who participated in today's live. Thanks, Kevin, for leading us.
I think
I would like to add one last thing.
Do it. It's your stage.
All right. We're all business people. We're all trying to grow our businesses. I can tell you that the only reason that I'm doing all this is I want to pick up new clients and grow my business. We're successful doing that. But I can tell you, with what I know about all the years I've been in this industry, that I feel as though 2026 is going to be a year where we win more new business than we've ever won new business in the past. And it's because I've got this thing that makes print look better. And customers have a choice. They can put ink on paper, they can buy ink on paper, or they can buy ink on paper with embellishments on ink on paper. And you know, I think I know which direction they're going to go. So it's all about winning business, folks.
I love it. Preach out. We're gonna have to change your song from a rap song to a preacher song, because that was exactly what we preach as well. We were 100%.
It is, because what do we say, Kevin? We are in the value era, because what Al said is so right. Not everybody has this equipment and the ability, and not everybody is involved in a community that's willing to help you leverage that equipment for the highest ROI, win more business, and to be honest with you, the way I put it, do cool shit.
Yeah.
And that's the at the end of the day, for me, that's the thrill, is like seeing cool shit, and we're starting to see it. We're starting to see designers do it. We've got a designer who just joined, who was a part of the Out of This World experience. She just posted her first embellishment design, and she's all excited, and we couldn't be more excited. Definitely check that out.
Or you just gave us a new T-shirt idea for the store.
What?
Yeah.
I like it.
Print cool shit. That's right. That's right. Dirk, thanks, man. Al is the GOAT, man. He's OG, and we love this guy. What a great little session. I hope people who were here got something out of it. I hope people who see the archive, because it's not all about just showing up live. This content is going to stay in the Taktisphere and be and live on, and hopefully people will be able to catch it as well. And I'm sure we'll promote it as we always do on. All right, Kev, take us out, brother.
Guys, thanks again for everything. Al, you're quite the gentleman. Always appreciate it. And everybody, thanks for watching. And I guess that's our new sign-off line. Don't forget to print cool shit.
Those are your marching orders. Have a nice day and print cool shit.
Have a nice day and print cool shit. See you guys.
See ya. See you guys.
See ya.
Taktisphere. Yeah. Taktisphere live. Hands high. We arrive. Whole place rumbling. Whole squad jumping. Taktisphere live. We lit tonight. Kennickell on the mic, so right from the front row.